if people guessed that we would make the final, before the tournament, then kudos to them. But a lot of people didn't have us in the final. So I think it's a great performance from a lot of guys.
I want to dive into the Gold Cup first of all. Obviously not the result that y'all wanted, but making it to a final is nothing to overlook in my opinion. So what are your takeaways for how this version of the squad performed?
Yeah, listen, I said to everyone after the game, the experience for every single player in that locker room was amazing. The commitment, we spent 40 days together training and preparing for every single game, and that's a long period of time. So, the growth from each individual throughout the tournament, guys that didn't have necessarily as much experience to go and make it to a final, we gave ourselves the opportunity to win a trophy, and that's all you can ask for. Obviously, the game didn't go as the way that we wanted. Sure, are there, ways that we could have played better and things that we could have changed? Of course, it's easy to say in hindsight, but I think it's a learning experience for every single player.
Right. And it's no secret that the starting 11 are going to look very different from what we saw the past few weeks. So what, in your opinion, does the program take away from the Gold Cup that it can use to their advantage next summer?
Well, it shows the depth of our roster. Every single player that was there deserved to be there for any given reason, whether it's good performances in MLS, good performances in Europe, good performances because you have to be the next man up. And the roster is comprised of 26 players. It's not just going to be 26 players in Europe or 26 players in MLS. It's going to be a mesh of both. So this gave a great opportunity for everyone to be looked at and the opportunity to play at a high level, and everyone could take a good learning experience from that.
Yes, sir. I know you were asked this after the game, but the non-call and the handball by Mexico has really dominated social media. So now that you have had a chance to see that image up close, do you feel any differently than how you initially felt? I know that your teammate Chris Richards and Coach Mauricio Pochettino flat out said that CONCACAF refs hate you all, and this is a result of it. So I'm curious if your opinions on it have changed at all.
Yeah, listen, I haven't looked back at it purposely just because I know I would be mad about it. But if Chris Richards is saying he palmed the ball like Shaq, then I'm assuming that it was a clear handball.
Fair enough, fair enough. It's become almost standard practice for the usual suspects of, pundits and former players to take right to social media after games to voice their opinions. And from my perspective, I feel like it normally focuses on the negative side of things. So do you think that they're justified in being overly critical in their takes, or do you think that they're after clicks when you see things on social media?
It is what it is. Social media is social media. I'm not on it for a reason. I think that, the group can be extremely proud of what we accomplished throughout the tournament. A lot of guys, again, they're for their first real opportunity with the national team. And if people guessed that we would make the final, before the tournament, then kudos to them. But a lot of people didn't have us in the final. So I think it's a great performance from a lot of guys.
Yeah. On the bright side of things, has there been any specific former player who's really stood out to you as being a good source of support, or maybe someone who hasn't even done it very publicly? Has there been anybody there for you?
No, listen, there's so many guys that support us in a positive way. Charlie Davies is amazing. Maurice Adu is amazing as well. But so many former guys reach out to me and say positive things. So I'm very fortunate for that.
Good. Last thing on the Gold Cup here. I know you were very vocal about warning American fans and telling them to come to the stands. So we're 1 year out from the World Cup. If you could speak directly to the United States fans, what would be your message to them on why they need to show up and show out in 2026 and why they do play a big role in you guys succeeding?
Yeah, listen, the fans are everything. I think for me, whenever you have the opportunity to go play for the U.S. and you see the red, white, and blue in the stands and the American Outlaws, it just gives you that extra push and motivation that you need to accomplish big things. And it also reminds you why you're playing and what you're doing it for. So, listen, we're so thankful for all the fans that come out and obviously support us, and the more the merrier for 2026.
Last one here for you. Coach Pochettino has been at the helm for about a year now. From my perspective, I feel like he has a lot of conviction. He sticks up for his team, as evidenced by some of what went down after the Mexico game. How would you assess his first year?
Yeah, no, listen, he's a great leader. There's a reason he's managed the clubs that he has with the experience that he has. Having the opportunity to obviously work under him now for 40 days straight in the past tournament, it gives us a lot of ability to get to know one another on a closer level. And he's someone that's very relatable. We've had great conversations, and he's helped push me as a player. So I'm very thankful for that.